Okay, it is time for part two of my concert ticket stub video, um, whatever, collage. So I wanted to do an amendment for the first one and show a little bit from the festivals that I went to that I listed in there. So Twangburgh 98 was the place when I went to a show at, I think it was the Charles Street Pub, and no, here it is, the Rosebud in Pittsburgh. And it was put on, I believe, by Bloodshot Records. And here's the lineup. So you see Hazel Dickens, oh my God, Dave Alvin, Greg Gehring, Robbie Fulks, Marat, $2 Pistols, who I just love, One Riot, One Ranger, The Deliberate Strangers, who are great, the Sovines are great, Honky Tonk Confidential, the Sadies, probably the first time I saw the Sadies, and the Polish Hillbillies. So a lot of really fantastic bands, and this is the back of the really cool t-shirt I got there. Okay, so that was 98. In 99, I'm not sure which happened next, but I'm going to do this Guinness Flaw thing that I mentioned, that I went to see, drove up to one of the islands in New York to see John Prine, but there's the other list, the rest of the list from that particular day. Joe Henry, Lucinda Williams, Elvis Costello, a lot of good folks, and then there's, this thing just keeps on going. Another day, and these are all the people that were there that day. We only went for John Prine. I think we just drove straight up and straight back. Then another day, a lot of people. And yeah, there might be another day on there. But okay, next was the Haunted Hillbilly Hoedown. This was also in Pittsburgh the next year. It was probably 99. This was just fantastic. So here is a little brochure we got. I did not get to go. I didn't go for the first day, so I missed the Blacks, which I love the Blacks. And I missed whoever else is there for the first day. Second day, though, this is a little pass they gave us. The second day was, and this was over Halloween, so that's hence the theme, Haunted Hillbilly Hoedown and the Cats. And John Langford, Drive-By Truckers, Angry Johnny, and the Killbillies, another Deliberate Strangers appearance. Hillbilly Idol. So I saw and hung out with all of them in a big house with the Polish Hillbillies. A woman from the Polish Hillbillies, the bass player, was putting everybody up, all the bands. And anybody who wanted to stay there could. Trailer Bride, Dirtball, Polish Hillbillies, Prospect Hill, I don't remember. And Hogwaller Ramblers were fantastic. I still have the CD I bought from them. And then in town there was an art show by John Langford, and I somehow got charged with taking John Langford around town, driving him all over Pittsburgh. So here's a picture at the bar of me and John Langford and my friend Corey, who I took with me to that show. And then Wes, I forget his last, Wes Freed. He's the one that paints the Drive-By Truckers. This guy here, Wes Freed, paints the Drive-By Truckers album covers. And then John Langford, and then me, and then Wes Freed's wife, Jill. And we all hung out at that big house of the Polish Hillbilly bass player. And there's Wes Freed again, and then John Langford, and then my friend Corey, and then me. And that was a really, really fun weekend. Got to play guitar with the Drive-By Truckers, and before they were really big, they'd only had 2 records out. And all these other bands in this house. I didn't stay in the house. I got a room somewhere, but I ended up hanging out at the house all evening after and before the shows. And then one of the Viva Las Vegas shows. That's me and Sonny George from the Planet Rockers with my Bill Kirchen shirt. And here's the little card they give you from Viva Las Vegas. And on the back are all the performers, and I have a picture somewhere of me and Big Sandy and me and Marty Braum. And are they even listed there? Janice Martin I got to see. Jack Baymore was really cool. Let's see. Yeah, Marty Braum's listed there. Don't see Big Sandy, but he was there. Hal Peters from I forget what country, but that was really fantastic. All right, I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, sorry for the glare, but now we're going to finish up with concert ticket stub collection, video collection part 2. And I'm going to have to get on my couch, so it's kind of wobbly. And I'm going to try to zoom in here. for these and avoid the glare. This is Bob Dylan with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and the Grateful Dead at RFK. And boy, that was spectacular. I think it starts, I don't know if we can see when that starts, 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock, 4 p.m. 4 p.m. I think it says. July 7th, 1986 or 85. Yeah, that was just... And we're back. Okay, so that was that show. And then Billy Joe Shaver. This was really interesting. First time I ever saw him, I was in Nashville with my buddy Ruben, just visiting, and went to a record store and saw his new record out. Forget which one now, the name of it anyway. And he was playing that night at this hall in Nashville. And I couldn't believe it. The same day his record came out, so I bought the record and I went to go see him. And there's this phenomenal Sun guitar player, Eddie Shaver, before he overdosed and died. And Sonny George was opening that show, who I just mentioned over there with the Viva Las Vegas and the picture of me and him. I had no idea who he was, and I connected it all years later, but he was incredible too. One of my favorite Bob Dylan shows, at the bottom of a ski slope. And what year is that? Let's see. This is kind of tough with the lighting and the glare, and I don't know how to do this, but let's see. 1997, April 27th. Yeah, Bob Dylan at the bottom of a ski slope. Got a lot of great pictures from that show. And then me and Steve Earle at the Birchmere, I believe that is. Saw him a lot of times. This is one of them. Backstage at the Birchmere. What's the date there? 98, February 98. Okay, and then we're going to go up here to Merle Haggard at the Birchmere also. And that was 98. And then this day, I actually talked to Lucinda Williams on the Mark Steiner radio show. Mark Steiner is an old friend from Baltimore who had a great radio show, and she was on it. And I happened to know a music journalist I was friends with at the time, and he got me backstage to meet Lucinda. And I just rang into the phone to the radio show before that, and somehow got to talk to her a little bit. That's 1998 at the Birchmere. That was a phenomenal show. That's the one I mentioned earlier that had Kenny Vaughan play, I think. That's the very first time I ever saw her, I'm pretty sure. Steve Earle with the Del McCoury Band in 1999, it looks like. Also at the Birchmere, I think, or unless that's the Wrecker. No, that's the Birchmere in Alexandria, Virginia, when he did the tour for his record, The Mountain, his bluegrass record. And then Elena, Skye and the Demolition String Band at Fletcher's with the Bottle Rockets. And that's Elena Skye. And Bottle Rockets I love, and I love Elena Skye too. And the Demolition String Band, it looks like 1998 or 9. Then I think this is the very first time of many that I saw James McMurtry at the Ram's Head in Annapolis, Maryland. He was thrilled. But it was pretty cool. He played a lot of guitars. I got a lot of great pictures, real close up. And it was really just fantastic to see him play. Michelle shocked before she changed her ways at Fletcher's also with this band called the Anointed Earls. This was 98. The James McMurtry show is 98, I think, or 99. And this was a really cool, interesting band. I got my Keith Richards shirt on there. And yeah, they were a really cool band. Very R&B-esque. She played a lot of guitar, got a lot of pictures right up in front. Little club. And then the Derailers at the same little club, Fletcher's, in Baltimore, 1998. And me and the Bottle Rockets at the Ram's Head. And that looks like it was 1998 also. That's two of the main Bottle Rockets guys. I love the Bottle Rockets at the Ram's Head. And then I got to Seattle, and I went to Bumbershoot and saw Neko Case. And I think I saw Jimmy Dale Gilmore and Loretta Lynn at this one. Yeah, it's written in there. So that was probably 02, I think. Does it even say? Oh, 01. That was 01. That says 01. I got here in August, and it's September 01. Sorry for the glare. Me and Neko. Then at the Tractor, I saw Steve Forbert in 2001. He signed a really nice poster from that show that I picked up, I think, for free. I don't know. I might have bought it. I don't remember. And then, oh my goodness, got to see J.J. Cale at the EMP in 2002, and I've got more of J.J. Cale coming up later, but that was phenomenal, just incredible at the MP Skye Church. And then another Billy Joe Shaver show at the Tractor on in 2003, April 2003. And boy, it was great to see him in such a little place. I saw him also at Fitzgerald's on the way out here to Seattle. I took a 7-week road trip moving from Baltimore to Seattle. And a big place at a big festival, Bloodshot Records, again, was putting on at Fitzgerald's in Chicago. And I got to see and meet Del McCoury, Billy Joe Shaver, the Ranch Girls from Holland, and I forget who else, but I got a lot of great pictures from those shows too. Okay, thanks for watching. That is installment number 2 of my concert video collection. Hope you liked it. See ya.